Hey everyone, welcome back to another Draco Reaction Vlogs. Before we get into this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn notifications on, and also comment below on the video. Definitely help out my channel today. So today, it's about when Spurs were finally back in the Champions League. Played Villarreal today, and to be honest, we won 1-0. I like to say that while I'm happy that we won 1-0, I am not happy about the performance today, especially in the second half when the team got worse in transition and also allowed Villarreal to had some other attacks and also had almost let them back in the game towards the end of the second half. But if we skanked the win out of it, and even though it wasn't the prettiest of the wins, I'm happy that we got the 3 points. But we cannot continue having this dirty performance, the stinkiest performance, especially in a big game like the Champions League, where, let's be honest, I think Barcelona are probably going to win it, if I want to be honest. But if you actually want to go ahead and try to get over the line in the Champions League, we got to stop performing putrid like this. I know we won 1-0, but there were times where Villarreal should have actually won the game or at least equalized it, and we should have been the man down in the game, but it is what it is. I know there were some ref calls, like there was a clear hand on one of Villarreal players. I think it was Papa Gay. He handed the ball when Bergval kicked it in the box, but unfortunately that pen wasn't given. There was also a chance that Villarreal should have got back into the game where Van de Ven fouled their new striker in the box, but luckily he fouled it outside the box, so we got lucky there. But overall, I'll get into the game today. So starting to start, I think we had one chance earlier before the fifth minute. Typically when we start a counterattack and Xavi Simons was outside the box, but the guy just shot it just over the bar. If he had directed it on target, it would have been 1-0 up. So it was a good start. And then the only goal that we scored that we won the game, it was when Bergval just leading up a counterattack. In this case, he crossed the ball trying to get it to Richarlison, but instead the goalkeeper got the hand on it. For the Villarreal goalkeeper got a hand in it, but instead he turned it to Onana, where he let the ball slip into his hands and it went straight in the net, and we were 1-0 up in 4 minutes. So it's nice that we scored early, but then again we were also allowing Villarreal to try to get back in the game. I think Pepe was our thorn in our side today. Dude was cooking most of our left-hand defense, and he was the one trying to score when, for example, back in the 11th minute, I think Van de Ven gave the ball away. He was making a howler. Then Villarreal started a counterattack, and Pepe was making our left-hand side dance. And the dude took a shot, and if it went on target, it would have went in. So we got lucky there. I think Pepe was one of our biggest threats going to this match, especially since the guy already played for our arch rivals Arsenal before. So got lucky there that Pepe missed. I think, to be honest, I think Richarlison went down the box. I think he should have been sent off. He was right on the yellow already, and he already dived clear. I knew it wasn't a pen. A lot of people say it should have been a pen, but I think the dude dived and he should have got fouled. But luckily, he didn't get a second yellow card, and we were lucky not to get reduced to 10 men then. So another chance, like I did mention, close to the halftime, where Bergval took a shot in the box and it touched Papa Guy's hand, and that should have been a penalty, to be honest. But luckily, but unfortunately, not luckily, the ref didn't give it. So, but then again, to be fair, he also didn't give Richie a second yellow when he dived in the box. So I would say it's fair for both sides. Also a chance where Sar took a shot in first half. He took a shot and the goalkeeper actually saved it this time. He went wide on target, and if the goalkeeper made a silly mistake again like he did in the fourth minute, that would have been 2-0 to us. But luckily the goalkeeper from Villarreal saved it. So we were lucky enough to end off this first half with a clean sheet, being 1-0 up. So that was good. But in the second half, I don't know what our attack was doing. I think everyone was just putting on Timberlands and just not really caring about it. So we seen Kudus, who were actually pretty lively and creating chances, starting to counterattacks and passing, falling off in the second half. I think he looked far from his best today. Same with Javi Simmons as well. Also started lively, but the dude also fell off in terms of performance in the second half. I think he wasn't at his best in the second half, and we've kept on letting Villarreal take advantage, exploit our midfield and our defense. We've seen Pepe again making another chance. He took another shot that could have been another goal, but luckily, again, he missed the target. So we're lucky enough not to concede there. And then look at that, I think we were just stinking out the pitch. We really didn't. We just parked the bus and said, you know what, we'll give you the ball, we'll give you the chances. Let's see if you can score against us. And, doing that thing doesn't work, especially when you're at a club that's bigger than, or at least a mid-table size. Parking the bus doesn't necessarily work. Then Van der Ven failed, the Villarreal striker. Luckily, it should have been a pen, but he fouled him outside the box, and Pepe once again stepping up to take a free kick in the 83rd minute. If it would have been on target, it would have went in, but like I said, the shot went wide. So we were lucky enough to win, but I think that performance was putrid. I don't think any player should be happy that we won based on their performance. Yes, I know we've won the game 1-0, and we got our first 3 points in the league, Champions League group stage. But performances like this, and especially a big match, is not sustainable, especially when you have clubs that are actually trying to go for goals and be more aggressive, such as Barcelona, for example, PSG, Madrid, and all the other bigger teams actually want to win it, especially when only one team has to win a trophy. They're going to try to go for it, and especially if that was Barcelona on the pitch, we would have conceded a lot. But like I said, we defended all right. I wouldn't say we defended pretty well, because there are times where Pepe was just getting by our defenders and allowing some opportunities on goal. I think also one Villarreal player besides Pepe also had an opportunity to equalize back in the first half, because all the defenders were closing in on Pepe, and we have left that one Villarreal attacker, Buchanan, open, and he could have squared it in to equalize it if he had taken the shot on target. But like I said, I think Villarreal were also poor. If they had done better with finishing, we would have lost the game by a lot, or at least drew the game. Especially how our midfield and our attack was a bit disjointed. I'm not saying that it was completely crap, but like I said, other teams are stronger teams can exploit this position if we're not careful. And our attack really didn't do that much, because, to be honest, I think Berger was the one carrying the attack. I think, and as well as Kudus, they also did create some chances, crossed the ball and stuff, but in the end, none of the attackers really had an opportunity to take a shot on target. We have seen Javi Simmons take shots wide. We've seen Richie take one shot wide. I think our attack really didn't have much, and The only player that actually took a shot on target, forced the keeper to save, was Sar. But like I said, none of the players scored a goal to win. It was just this crappy own goal from the goalkeeper who behaved like Onana in the first 4 minutes, especially when trying to save it. It was an own goal that allowed us to win the game. So we're lucky that the goalkeeper made that mistake in the 4th minute. Otherwise, if he didn't make that mistake, I think we would have drew the game, or Villarreal would have taken the points from here, because they are a strong team. Let's be honest, and they got a good manager as well, who knows how to at least try to get over the line, and good players as well. So that's not really on mine, but the performance, even though the performance is nasty, I'll still take the win. I know we cannot keep that performance up, especially when we got other teams to face in the league, and considering we have a Carabao Cup match next round, we were not going to have a stinky performance like this. The performance was putrid, but I'll take the win, and we want to make sure we can continue winning the Champions League matches, to at least try to get into the knockout rounds, and at least try to win it. And that's good. That's the same thing. Hopefully we don't have that performance again in the league. Got Brighton next on Sunday. And then we got the Carabao Cup next week, so hopefully we don't perform like that in the Carabao Cup. But other than that, win is a win. I'll take a nasty performance if we actually win the game. But if we don't win the game, I'm not going to accept this nasty performance. Hopefully we don't continue playing this nasty performance week in, week out. Other than that, I'm out. Nice win, but terrible performance. That sums it up. Take care, everyone.